school transfer law in Oklahoma could change high school athletics. The new law, which took effect January 1st, makes it easier for students to transfer to any district in the state, regardless of where they live. It has some concern it could let some cherry pick athletes. 2 News Oklahoma senior reporter Sharon Phillips goes in depth.
Come on. Good.
Strength, speed, and agility. All skills a coach looks for in a top athlete.
Good.
Owasso football coach Bill Blankenship is no stranger to success.
1, 2, 3, go!
He's led both Owasso and Union football teams to 6A state championships and spent 33 years of his life as a head coach and offensive play caller. Blankenship says he understands concerns some might have with this new law, allowing students to transfer, provided there is an opening at that school.
There is a group certainly that believes we ought to have choice and be able to move back and forth. But then how do you protect against the more challenged school districts and those that don't have the resources? And so I see both sides of that. And I think that it's a tough situation.
Although the law does make it easier for students to transfer schools, the OSSAA, which organizes athletic competitions in the state, says it doesn't bring athletic eligibility with it. The new law did not replace the old law that requires sit-out time for varsity participation. In general, if a student is looking to transfer for athletic reasons, they have to sit out for a year before they are eligible to play. Overall, a student can't transfer if the school is at capacity for that specific grade level, or if the student has discipline or truancy problems. As far as recruiting athletes from another school, Blankenship says that's already strictly forbidden.
We're absolutely forbidden from doing any kind of contact where we're in a recruiting mode. They have what's called a bump rule at the NCAA level. If Nick Saban bumps into a young man in the hallway, for instance, when he's visiting, he's allowed to say hello and to have a greeting and but very quickly move on.
Blankenship admits there might be recruiting violations at the college level and maybe even the high school level, but he says it's rare.
Well, there's always the alleged recruiting that goes on at the high school level. I'm not going to say that it doesn't. I'm going to tell you that I don't think it happens as much as people think that it does.
Tulsa Public Schools says this new law does provide a bit more flexibility for students looking to transfer.
What makes it different from what exists in the past is that there was usually a window when out-of-district transfers would take place. And with this bill now, that changed, and it can happen at any point in time.
But they say they aren't worried about losing talented athletes to suburban schools.
No, we're not worried. I mean, I think we have competitive athletic programs at our schools, and you know, if it's any indication, since the bill was put in place in January 1st, really we have seen nothing abnormal happening or taking place.
We asked the OSSAA to see if there might be plans to change the rule that requires athletes to sit out a year. We were told at this time they don't plan on implementing any changes. Sharon Phillips, 2 News Oklahoma.